Hello dear students, welcome into the second lecture on comparative chemistry of main group elements. Myself, Mr. M.S. Bale, I am working as an assistant professor at Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Chawar, Palghar. So, in previous lecture, we have discussed the syllabus regarding the paper chemistry paper second, and in chemistry paper second unit number second, that is inorganic chemistry part, and the unit number second will be the comparative chemistry of main group elements. So in this topic today we are going to learn main group elements and its metallic and non-metallic characters. So for that purpose, first of all, we will see the periodic table. All of you know the periodic table. This is the periodic table. The green part of this entire periodic table, that will show the main group elements. See this green part. This, see this in yellow circle. There is this will be the green part. This is the actually S block elements. These totally are S block element, and this green part will be the P block elements. See, these are both the main group elements. See, in S block there is two groups, group first and group second. This group first and group second, with that will be coming under the S block element, and from group number 13 to 18, these groups will be coming under the P block elements. So that means S block element and P block elements are the main group elements. So in S block element, group first, in that first element will be the hydrogen, then lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. These are the group first elements, or we called as alkali metals. Now this group number second, in that beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. These are the group second elements, which is called as alkaline earth metals, or you can say alkaline earth elements. These two groups will be in the S block elements. Now in between this blue part, these are the transition metals. In this semester we are not going to see this transition metal and inner transition metals. See this red area, that is a block element, and this is will be the blue will be the D block elements, that we are going to learn in next semester. Okay, so in this semester we are going to learn only S block and P block. See, in P block, group number 13, which consists of a actually boron family. This is the boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Actually first 5 elements that we are going to actually learn into this semester. Now the group number 14, that is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. This is the group number 14 elements. Now group number 15, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Group number 16, there will be oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, and the group number 17, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Actually first these 13 to 17, these group we are going to actually learn into this semester. This zero group element we are not going to learn in this semester. Okay, so now we will see actually what is periods and group of the S block and P block elements. See the main group elements. See, in this chart I have taken only main group elements rather than other elements. See, the green part of this, that will be the non-metals. Orange color, that will be the alkali metals, and gray color, that will be the alkaline earth metals. See, this green part, this one and this one, that will be the non-metal. This orange part will be the alkali metal, and this gray color will be the what? Alkaline earth metals. See, these are the metals actually. This yellow colored part will be the metalloids, or you can say semi-metals, and this blue part will be the halogen, and this red area will denote the noble gases. Okay, so see this 1 to 7, these are the periods are in horizontal. Likewise, this is the periods. This is the first period, this is second period from lithium to neon, this is second period. Third period from sodium to argon. Fourth one from potassium to krypton. And fifth one from rubidium to xenon. And sixth one from cesium to the radon. Okay, actually these are the periods, that means horizontally there are the periods. And see, these are the shell, KLMNOPQ, these are the shells. That means these hydrogen and helium, the outermost electron available into the K shell, and from the second period all elements, the outermost electrons will be available into the L shell. That we are not going to learn in this semester. So see, into these main group elements, you have to remember it, both S block element and P block elements. After remembering this one, we are going to see the actual our part from the comparative chemistry of main group elements. आपको ये जो periodic table है उसमें से आपको S ब्लॉक एलिमेंट और P ब्लॉक एलिमेंट आपको याद करने हैं, याद रखने हैं, क्योंकि अगर आपको ये याद नहीं होंगे तो आगे का कुछ भी टॉपिक आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. सो इसमें और भी मैं ऐड करता हूँ, ये जो एस ब्लॉक एलिमेंट जो है, इसमें जो फर्स्ट ग्रुप जो है, दैट इज alkali metals, which is having the general electronic configuration, that will be the NS122. That means these alkali metals having outer electronic configuration will be NS1, and this one will be the NS2. This is the outer electronic configuration of this group number second, that means alkaline earth metal. And see the group number 13, that is boron, which is having the electronic configuration general NS2NP1. This one carbon will be the NS2NP2, nitrogen NS2NP3, oxygen NS2NP4, and this fluorine will be NS2NP5. Like this 1 to 6, that means the general outer electronic configuration of the P block, that will be the NS2NP1 to 6. This is the general electronic configuration of the P block elements. Now we will see actual our part of this topic. So first we will see the metallic and non-metallic nature, or you can say character of all these main group elements. First we will see the definition of this metallic and non-metallic character. It is defined as tendency of an element in its gaseous state to lose one or more electron to form gaseous cation. See, when this element going into the gaseous state, at that time it will lose either one or more electron. Okay, or you can say it will give the electron to other non-metal or any kind of atom, then that state will be what? The metallic and non-metallic character. So it can be given as, see, actually the definition that will be the represent by the equation. So sorry, reaction. See, M stands for what? Metal, which is in subscript there is G, right? That G stands for in gaseous state. That means when metal will be going into the gaseous state, which is gives M raised to Z plus, that means plus 2Z minus. That means when metal going into the gaseous state, it will give the 2 electron to the other. So that is the case of the metallic and non-metallic character. Actually, metallic and non-metallic nature of an element which is described by its electropositive character. That means when the metal give the electron, then it will be the electropositive, and when the metal gain the electron, that will be the electronegative. So that means when the element gave the electron, it carries a positive charge, and when the element gain the electron at that time, which is carries a negative charge. Electropositive character of an element depends on its ionization energy. See, ionization energy, I will tell you the definition. Ionization energy means the energy required to remove outer loosely bound electron in an gaseous state. That will be the ionization energy. That means जब मेटल गैसेस स्टेट में होता है, तब उसके आउटर मोस्ट शेल में जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है, 1 या 2, that electron will be removed, or you can say lose. दैट टाइम जो भी एनर्जी लगती है, उस एनर्जी को हम आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी बोलते हैं. होप यू अंडरस्टूड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी. Ionization energy decreases with increase in size of atom. See, when we go from top to bottom, suppose we consider the S block element or P block element. Suppose when we go from lithium to francium, atomic number will be going on increasing. That means atomic size will be increases. At that time, the attraction of the nucleus and the outermost electron will be very low when we consider the bigger size molecule, or you can say cesium or francium. At that time जो एनर्जी लगती है वो किसके लिए, जो आउटर मोस्ट शेल में जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है उसको रिमूव करने के लिए जो भी एनर्जी लगती है वो कम लगती है. क्यों? क्योंकि जो न्यूक्लियस और उसके एटम के सबसे ऊपरी शेल, ऊपर के शेल में जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है उसका डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा होने की वजह से उसका अट्रैक्शन कम होता है. इसकी वजह से उसको रिमूव करने के लिए कम एनर्जी लगती है. दैट विल बी द आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी डिक्रीजेस विद इंक्रीज इन साइज ऑफ एटम. दैट मीन्स एटम की साइज बढ़ती है तो आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी कम लगती है. Therefore, it is easy to remove an electron from the larger atom than from the smaller atom. As the ionization energy decreases, electropositive character increases and hence metallic character also increases. See, जब आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी डिक्रीज हो जाती है तब इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर जो वो बढ़ता है, क्योंकि इजीली मेटल क्या करता है, इलेक्ट्रॉन दूसरे को देता है, इसलिए उसका मेटालिक कैरेक्टर जो भी है वो भी बढ़ता है. सो नाउ वी विल सी द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मेटालिक एंड नॉन मेटालिक नेचर of the elements. There are 4 properties. See the first one. Highly electropositive metals react with highly electronegative non-metals and forms ionic compounds are formed. See the example. Actually the example Na plus Cl, which is gives NaCl, that means highly electropositive metal, that is sodium, that will be the react with higher electronegative, that means chlorine will be the electronegative one and this sodium will be the electropositive. When both are react with each other, then there will be ionic compound, that is sodium chloride will be formed. Now the second one, when an element react with oxyacids to give stable salt, H2 gas is liberated. That means when the oxyacid, this is the H2SO4 sulfuric acid, reacts with the metal, it will form magnesium sulfate as a salt with liberation of the hydrogen gas. This indicates that element is metallic in nature. Now the third one, metallic oxide and hydroxide are basic in nature. This is because of they ionize and give hydroxyl ions. Why metallic in nature? Basic in nature, because of this metallic oxide, that is calcium, it is a metal, right? Calcium and oxygen, that means metallic oxide reacts with this water molecule H2O, then it will form calcium 2 plus and 2OH minus ion. See, when it reacts with each other, actually this compound will be the in basic in nature, but it ionizes, it will give the hydroxyl ion. See, now the second one, NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, when it will dissociate, which is gives Na plus OH minus, this also gives the hydroxyl ion. Okay, now last one will be the electropositive behavior of metal is also given by the degree of hydration of the metal ions of the ions. Electropositive metal lose the electron easily, that means M, which is gives M plus, they are not readily hydrated, whereas less electropositive metal has lesser ability to lose the electron and stronger is the hydration. So these are the properties of metallic and non-metallic nature of the elements. So now we will see ionization potential of element increases from left to right, hence metallic character decreases from left to right across the period. Just we have seen what are the periods. Periods are horizontally, right? So actually ionization potential of the element that will be increases from left to right in periodic table. That's why the metallic character decreases from left to right across the period. For example, third period has, all of you know third period. Into the third period, see sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, of which first two elements, that means sodium and magnesium, are highly metallic one. Aluminum is metallic while silicon is a semi-metal or metalloid. See, these are all the third period elements. Out of these, aluminum is metallic one along with sodium and magnesium, but silicon is a semi-metal, or you can say metalloid. Last three elements, that is phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, are non-metals. Thus, as we move from alkali metal to halogen in given period, the non-metallic character of elements goes on increasing. The main group elements can be divided into three categories such as metals, metalloids, or you can say semi-metal, and non-metals. When we go down the group, see, we have seen group number first, group number second, and group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. As we go down the group in periodic table, atomic size increases because atomic number also increases, ionization energy decreases, and metallic character of element increases. So, in case of group first elements, all of you know group first element. What are that? The lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. These are the group first element. As we go down the group from lithium to cesium, ionization energy decreases. Hence, electropositive character increases, that is, metallic character increases. Therefore, cesium and francium are most electropositive and strong metals, so group 1 elements, alkali metals, are highly electropositive. In case of group 2 element, all of you know group 2 element, what are that? The beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. These are the group second element, which is also called as alkaline earth metals. In that case, ionization energies are higher than those of corresponding alkali metals. Therefore, they are less electropositive than alkali metals. Since ionization energy decreases down the group, metallic property increases down the group from beryllium to barium. In case of group 13 elements, what are that? Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. These are the group 13 element. From boron to aluminum, metallic character increases, but from aluminum to thallium, it is almost same. This is because the difference in their ionization energy. In case of group 14 elements, the first two, that is carbon and silicon, are distinctly non-metals. Germanium is a semi-metal, or you can say metalloid, while last two, that is tin and lead, are distinctly metals. In case of group 15 elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Electropositive character increases from nitrogen to bismuth. The first two elements, that is nitrogen and phosphorus, are non-metals. Below that, the two elements, that is arsenic and antimony, are metalloids. Last element, that is bismuth, is typically metal. Now, in case of group 16 elements, first four elements, group 16 elements, what are that? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. These are the group 16 elements. In that case, first four elements, that is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, and tellurium, are non-metals, and the non-metallic character is stronger with oxygen and sulfur and weaker with selenium and tellurium. The last element, polonium, is distinctly a metal. Now, group 17 elements are halogens. They show least basic property. Okay, that means group 17, that will be the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. These are the halogens. Among the halogen, astatine should be basic in nature, but there is no evidence to prove its basic character. That means all the group 17 elements are the electronegative element. The next heaviest halogen is iodine with maximum basic nature in halogens, but it is not a metal. From fluorine to iodine, electropositive and metallic character increases. Halogens are highly electronegative and fluorine shows highest electronegativity. See, that means into the periodic table, fluorine shows the higher electronegativity. Okay, so electronegativity decreases from fluorine to iodine because of high electronegativity. Halogens are non-metallic in nature. So this is about the today's lecture. Into the next lecture, we are going to see the oxidation state and a remaining part of the comparative chemistry of main group elements. Thank you.